Welcome back, wonderful humans. I'm Danielle, and I currently live alone and I'm trying to shift towards healthier meals whilst remaining on a budget. Here's what I ended up eating this week. And for once on Saturday, I had some breakfast, partly because I still had one of those banana chocolate muffins that I'd made last week to use up, and I wanted to do it before it did end up going a bit bad or a bit stale, anything like that. So I had that before heading out for the day, spend some time with my mum, and then after quite a long time in the garden centre, surprisingly quite a long time, we went into the local Greggs and I got some free range eggs, some ham and egg roll, and then a large orange juice as well. Before then, going home and doing a bit of tabletop, and after that, I just finished off some of that chicken slices that I had, as well as some lemon curd on toast. Wasn't feeling super hungry, and like I say, I ended up not eating until after tabletop, so it was incredibly late as well. Then on Sunday, of course, I actually think I had breakfast every single day this week. And on the Sunday, I just mixed through some frozen berries with some of the rest of the Greek yogurt that I had. Made it sort of nice and cool and refreshing. It just felt sort of a bit healthy and it was obviously pretty low in effort as well. Then for my lunch, I was sort of minding my own business a little bit, but then I have some of the small slices of this bread and I just put two fried eggs in between it. So the ratio was obviously definitely very much egg versus the bread, which I definitely like sometimes. Yeah, so I just had that for my lunch, super quick and simple. As you can see, I ended up smushing down one of the yolks a bit too much when I was cooking it, so I didn't get the full effect. Then for dinner, I ended up making some homemade beef burgers, and that was super fun and comforting. But then for Monday's breakfast, I had the final little bit of yogurt that I had, and I'm mixing some kiwis as well. And yes, the skin is still on. Actually, that you can eat the skin, and it's incredibly nutritious for you to do so. Especially when it's something like this, you can't particularly taste it texture wise either. Then for lunch, it was obviously the first day of my working week, and this is a bit of a weird one, but I just put some piccalilli into a sandwich, and I had some fridge raiders on the side as well. Wanted something a bit sort of sharp, so I figured piccalilli was the way to go. Meanwhile, for dinner, I was trying to figure out what I wanted to have, and I remembered that I still had some more of that mixture that I used for the burgers left. So I decided to do those into some meatballs, put it into some tomato sauce, and put it with some tagliatelle. Obviously, that meatball mix was just as good as when I had it in the burgers, and it held up super well as well. And then just for some evening snack, I had one of the key lime goo pots. Not that keen on these compared to the banoffee ones. I kind of normally want an actual hit of lime when I'm having them, but they were all right. And as mentioned before, I need those little ramekins for something for Christmas, so that worked out at least for that. And then for Tuesday, I just didn't know what to have for breakfast. So I figured I'd get out my high amount of calories for the day by having the other one of those goo pots. Figured it'd be better for me to have it early on than to get to dessert and think, oh, this would be good to have, but not really having the calories for it. But then for my lunch, I just had some margarine in a sandwich, so it's not really a sandwich, is it? It's just I also didn't toast them because I just didn't have the time. I just had some fridge raiders on the side. Can't remember why my day was so busy on that day for work, but I just felt so rushed by the time I actually had it. And then in the evening, I made myself some homemade shells and cheese. I'll try and put the card somewhere up in the corner so you can make this for yourself. If anything, it's actually a bit quicker than boxed mac and cheese, or at least it doesn't take any longer because I was only waiting for the pasta to cook at the end. Super comforting and delicious. I probably should have added a few vegetables in there, but that sort of defeats that comforty goodness, doesn't it, of a dish like that? And then for Wednesday, again, I had some breakfast, and you're going to see a bit of a trend this week. To be honest, I'm not very good at mixing up my breakfast during the week, am I? But I just had some more lemon curd on some toast. You can see I probably put a little bit too much lemon curd on, but I did make sure that I counted the calories to make up for the extra amount that I did splub on there. Then for my lunch, I had a mixture of some fridge raiders, which, because again, I was in the middle of trying to do something in a bit of a rush, and I had some cashews as well to go with it, which, obviously high in calories, but at least they do have some protein in there. It's nice to just slowly be using through the things that I do have around. Then in the afternoon, the reason I was busy at lunchtime is because I was making some mince pies on my 30-minute lunch break. So I gave one of those a try whilst they were still a little bit warm. As you can see, they're super full of that mince meat. And then the pastry was nice and flaky as well. Pretty happy with how they turned out. Then for the evening, because obviously I got those burger buns, I did just have some sort of it's a puffed rice breaded chicken burger for my dinner that day. And then for breakfast on Thursday, I just stuck to some more of that lemon curd on toast. And look, you can tell there's actually different footage for once because I managed to put my slice of toast the other way around. It's obviously a rare moment. One of them definitely has a lot more lemon curd on than the other. But I just love lemon flavored things. I love lime flavored things as well. Sometimes lemon curd just hits different, even when it's one of the super cheap ones. Then later on, I just had another one of those mince pies for my lunch because do you know what? My lunch break was at 11:30 until 12, and it was simply too early for me to have anything actually constituting a proper lunch. So I just had a mince pie. But then for dinner, I also then went ahead and did some more shells, and I used up some of that leftover cheese sauce that I had, as well as some vegetables all mixed together, and then popped it into the oven for a little while. For Friday's breakfast, I just ended up having another one of my mince pies and some Christmas pudding beanies coffee. It seems like an appropriate combination, even if it is only October. And then for dinner, I had the other one of those burgers, and that's why you can see, look, all of that puffed rice on there. But as always, thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed, please consider hitting the like and subscribe buttons, and I'll see you again soon.